We talking more judges today? We're talking more judges today, sir. Fantastic. So who's our next contestant? Abimelek. You remember the concubine I mentioned right at the end of our last meeting? Abimelek is her son. Really? The concubine's son is our next judge? Apparently. Didn't Gideon have 70 sons with his legitimate wives? He did. And none of those 70 sons from all those wives qualified for this position. We'll never know, sir, because Abimelek had all but one of them kinda murdered. Oh my God! Yeah, he enlists his mother's brothers in an evil plan to assassinate his way to the top. He's a real bad seed, huh? The baddest. Did God make any attempt to save these 70 innocent sons of his previous favorite, Gideon? Oh, hell no. Well, okay then. So, with Abimelek committing a mass murder, I imagine the public demands he be brought to justice. Actually, they're perfectly fine with it. What? Well, they all seem to be part of an extended clan, so not only are they okay with their relative Abimelek being a mass murderer, they're also okay with making him their ruler. What a bunch of inbred hillbillies. So he rules for 3 years before God finally decides to punish him for the whole mass murder thing. You're making it clear that God disapproved of Abimelek's crime. Crystal. And yet God only steps in after 3 years have gone by? Correct. Well, okay then. So justice has been delayed for years. Does God get down to business and blast Abimelek with a lightning bolt? No. That's too bad. A lightning bolt would certainly send a message. Boy, it really would. Yeah. How about afflicting Abimelek with a terrible disease? You know, make him suffer as punishment for his wickedness? Nah. Huh. Maybe God could send a left-handed assassin to take him out. I really like the hood. No, God doesn't use any of those clearly targeted methods to remove Abimelek. Well, then I give up. Tell me how the ultimate intelligence in the universe deals with the mass murderer. He stirs up a civil war that results in more than 1,000 additional deaths. Oh, a civil war. Why didn't I think of that? Because you're a mere mortal. God is super smart. So, hundreds of additional people lose their lives during God's indiscriminate solution to bringing a mass murderer to justice. Yes. Fantastic. And how does Abimelek meet his fate? A woman throws a millstone out a tower window and that bonks him on the head. That's novel. Is that symbolic of anything? I don't think so. I don't care. And aren't millstones incredibly heavy? Well, yes, but like hundreds of pounds? It really doesn't matter. How would anyone ever throw one, much less a woman? This isn't something to get hung up on. And the only way something that heavy doesn't kill someone outright is if it strikes a glancing blow. Right, so it hits Abimelek and crushes his head. Are we sure that's what happened? Yes, and then he has his armor bearer run him through with a sword. I'm confused. The blow to his head from the millstone didn't kill him outright? Correct. So he had someone else finish the job. Yes, he didn't want anyone to say he had been killed by a woman. So not only was he conscious, but he was also coherent enough to exercise his misogynistic prerogative to avoid death by female. Apparently, it seems like he might be jumping the gun a bit on having himself put down. Well, that's what I wrote. It's kind of a hot mess when you think about it. The key takeaway here is don't think about it. Oh, okay, I won't. And then there are a couple of judges with no real name recognition before the nincompoops go into full forsaking mode yet again, and they end up worshiping just about every deity besides Yahweh. These guys. And God sells them out yet again. Yep. How many times does this make now? It's exhausting, I know. So, who's the next big hero? Jephthah, the mighty Gileadite. And what's his deal? He's a mighty warrior, but also the son of a prostitute, so his father's more legitimate sons drive him away once they all grow up. Aw, poor guy. His exile doesn't last long, and once the horde engage the Ammonites in battle, his brothers decide to appeal to Jephthah for some help. I guess that makes sense. You did say he's a warrior. Oh, I didn't I? You did. So now he gets a chance to prove himself worthy, be a good soldier, slowly but surely earn the respect of his family. Actually, they just immediately put him in charge of their entire army and say they'll make him their ruler if he wins the war. What? Just like that, he's their supreme commander. Has anyone ever told you that some of your plot choices have a certain cartoon-like quality? Hey, shut up. So now that Jephthah has been appointed their leader, he decides to make a deal with God. What sort of deal? He tells God that if he'll give Ammon over to the Israelites, he'll make a sacrifice of whatever walks out of his house first upon his return. Wait, what are you saying here? When Jephthah gets home from battle, he'll kill whatever or whoever comes out of his house first to greet him as a sacrifice to God. What the hell? Does he have a wife he's trying to get rid of, or... There's nothing in here about that. Maybe a problem dog? Obviously, he doesn't have kids if he's going to make a deal like that. Actually, he does have one child, a daughter. He's going to risk his kid coming out first? What the hell is wrong with this guy? He's trying to gain an edge, I guess? This is not me. This is straight from God. I think I know where this is going. Please continue. Okay. So Jephthah absolutely annihilates the Ammonites. Right. And when he gets home from battle, his daughter is the first one to come out to meet him. Well, of course she is. And so Jephthah says he has to honor his blood oath to God. Oh dear! And his daughter fully supports his decisions in all of this. What a good sport. And she asks for 2 months to visit with her friends and bewail that she'll never marry. And then she returns to her father, who grabs a knife. And God, impressed by Jephthah's commitment, stays his hand from killing his daughter, as he did with Abraham before he could slay Isaac. That's not what happened. You're getting predictable, but I must admit Jephthah is a nice homage to the earlier story. This isn't an homage. Though I never liked that story about God testing Abraham, God comes off as a complete psychopath, pushing Abraham to the brink of such a heinous act. You need to stop. It was like something out of Saul. Jephthah kills his daughter and burns her corpse. What? God doesn't stay Jephthah's hand. He allows him to kill his daughter to fulfill the blood oath he'd made. You are fucking kidding me. It's not me. What a wonderful story. I feel so enriched. God is, so good. Always. So, yeah, Jephthah. I did the best I could with what I was given. I guess you did. The next judge is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, really? Oh, hell yeah. We're pulling out all the stops for this next one. Fantastic. And what's his name? Did God make any attempt to save Did God make any attempt to save any of these 70 innocent sons of his previous favorite? Did God make any attempt to save these 70 innocent sons of his previous favorite? Gideon, God.